morning, guys. So today we are going to start our subject, that is the Indian polity. So in the Indian polity, we have seen the table of contents. So in the table of contents, in the subtopic, that is the constitutional framework, the first topic for the discussion is historical background. But if we start with historical background, many people won't get the interest on the subject. Why? Because it is somewhat dry concept. But damn sure that we are going to get one question from the historical background of the constitution. Okay, so I am going to take that topic after few classes. Today I am going to take the second topic of our discussion, that is the making of the constitution. So the topic for today's discussion is making of the constitution. Making of the constitution. So in this session, now we are going to see the timeline of our constitution, guys. So how we started our constitution means uh, to be having for us, and how we have finally got our constitution. So in this process, we are going to see the timeline, guys. Okay. So guys, we people know that we are ruled by the British government. Okay, British people ruled us from 1600. Those people came to India through the trading purposes. So simply they established their own territories in our country. So like that we have ruled. So they ruled us for many years. Okay, guys. So after some extent, after some years, we people got that hope. We need our constitution. We people are ruled by the ourselves. Okay, like that they have initiated the things, and in this manner we came with the framing of the constitution called constitution, guys. We came with the framing of the constitution. So how we have started, so which is the process we adopted. So so what is the timeline, what are the difficulties that our fighters found in in getting our constitution? All those things we are going to see in our subject. So the first and foremost is, that is in the year 1934, guys. So in the year 1934, the year 1934, the communist leader M.N. Roy. M.N. Roy gave the idea to have the Constituent Assembly. Right? For having the Constitution, we need to have the assembly. We need to have the people who are going to frame the Constitution, guys. So for that, we need to have the Constituent Assembly. So Constituent Assembly is meant for framing the Constitution. So the idea, the first it was given by the M.N. Roy, that is to have the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Constituent Assembly. So Constituent Assembly first idea was given by the M.N. Roy. So M.N. Roy given the idea, just he presented, yes, just he presented the idea in year 1934. So after this, in the year 1935, what happened means the Indian National Congress. So Indian National Congress has demanded the Constituent Assembly officially. Okay, guys. So this was simply put forth by the MNR. But in the year 1935, Indian National Congress officially demanded the Constituent Assembly, guys. Okay. So from there we started our constitution. In the year 1915, the Mahatma Gandhi came from the South Africa. So in the year 1915, Mahatma Gandhi came from the South Africa. So from on that day onwards, he started many events to get our contribution and to make the people aware of what we need. So what we are, so we are under the British rule. We need our constitution. So many events have been started by the Gandhiji, guys. So finally, in the year 1934, ML Roy got some idea. Okay, he placed some idea. Okay, and in 1935, INC, Indian National Congress, demanded the constitution. Okay, guys. So what happened means, in the year 1940, so in the year 1940, through an August offer, the British people accepted our demand. Okay, through an August offer. Through an August offer. Yeah, what do you mean by August offer? August offer is nothing but the royal order from the England, from the Queen of in the from the England. Why? Because we people are under the British. The British is nothing but England guys, England people. So in the year 1940, through an August offer, guys, simply they named the August offer. There is nothing special in that. Means through an document, this finally accepted our demand. Okay, you people start with your constitution. Simply the British has accepted our demand. Okay, in the year 1940 through August offer. That is an offer that we got from the British. Okay, yes, we people. So you people can start your constitution, framing of the constitution. So that is in the year 1940. Okay, guys. So and after the in the year 1942, Cripps proposal has been brought. Proposal. Cripps proposal. What do you mean by Cripps proposal? It is the proposal from the Britishers that our Indians participate in the World War II. So this time we are having the World War II. That is in the 1939 to 1945. Okay. So what is there in the Cripps mission? In the Cripps mission, so this proposal is from the British people. So guys, any proposal, any offer, all this is simple documents. We have some provisions in the document. We are going to see what is there in the Cripps proposal. In the Cripps proposal, it is from the British people and it is from the British government that Indians should participate in the World War II. In the World War II and support the British people. So if we support the British people, then they are going to give us the constitution, means freedom. Okay. So in this way, they have came with the Cripps proposal. But this proposal, but we people are asking for the independence before the we take part in the World War II. But they are saying that if we take in the World War II, then they are going to give us the independent. So in this way it is happening. That is in the Cripps proposal. That is in the 1942. But in the year 1946, we constituted the Constituent Assembly. We constituted the Constituent Assembly for framing the our constitution. It is in the Cabinet Mission Plan. Cabinet Cabinet Mission Plan. Okay, finally, in the cabinet mission plan, we constituted the Constituent Assembly. What is Constituent Assembly? Constituent is Assembly is the one that framed by Indians to make the Constitution. So how we take that is a group of people, guys. So we have made an assembly to make our Constitution. That is the Constituent Assembly. So those Constituent Assembly was constituted in the year 1946 through the cabinet mission. So in this mission, so in this plan from the British, we have made the cabinet constituent assembly in this cabinet mission. Guys, clear? So I want to restrict my discussion to the only making of the constitution, sir. I am not going to say what is August offer, what is Cripps proposal, what is cabinet mission in detail, guys. Okay, and I will take those topics in the historical background of our constitution. So, as the timeline signifies, in the year 1934, M1 gave the idea of the Constituent Assembly, or we can say independent, or in the year 1935, Indian National Congress officially demanded the Constitution. So in the year 1940, through the August offer, it was accepted by the British people. Okay, in the year 1942, its proposal that is to participate our Indians into the World War II to support the British people. Okay, so why? Because if we participate in that, and then the political system will somewhat become unstable, guys, such that we can get our constitution or we can get independent. So that's why we will trying to do the things. Okay. So after Cripps mission in the year 1946, through the cabinet mission, we have constituted the Constituent Assembly. So finally, in the year 1946, we have constituted the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly. Guys, clear? So this is the brief timeline of the 1946. So what happened after Constituent of the Assembly? Okay. So we will see. So in the year 1946, we have Constituent Assembly. So the first meeting was, guys, before the meeting, I want to discuss the people in the Constituent Assembly. So finally, we formed Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly. Guys, for what purpose we have found the Constituent Assembly? We have found the Constituent Assembly to for the making of the Constitution. For the making of our Constitution, we have found the Constituent Assembly. Okay, guys, clear. But the Constituent Assembly has the people who is the elected indirectly, guys. We have indirectly elected people and the nominated people. Okay, elected. We have elected and we have nominated. Okay, okay. We have the elected people and we have the nominated people also. And this Constituent Assembly, we have the women's also. We have 9 women's in the Constituent Assembly. Okay, guys. So after this, but these we have the special provisions for the Muslims and the Sikh and the general. So that means they have the special election means we have the special members as the Muslims, the Sikhs, and the general members. Okay, guys, clear? So the Constituent Assembly has been formed finally. Okay, so after this forming the Constituent Assembly, the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly was held in the 9th December of 1946. So in the so on the 9th December 1946, the Constituent Assembly first met, guys. But in this, what they have means they have adopted they have selected they elected the Sachindra Sinha, Sachindra, Sachindra Sinha, Sachindra Sinha as the interim president of the Constituent Assembly, interim, temporary. So why? Because for any assembly to run further, we need one person, guys, who lead us, okay, who take our assembly to the forward. So that's the reason. First time on the 9th December 1946, they met and they decided the Sachindra Sinha as the temporary or interim president. Okay, guys. So after 2 days, again they met on the 11th December 1946. So again on the 11th December 1946, then they finalized the Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. Rajendra Prasad as President of the Constituent Assembly. So they have made the Dr. Rajendra Prasad as the President of the Constituent Assembly, and they have elected the Vice President also. That is H.C. Mukherjee. H.C. Mukherjee is the Vice President, and they have made the advisor also. That is B.N. Rao. Okay, B.N. Rao. So B.N. Rao is the advisor of the Constituent Assembly in the year 11th December on the 11th December 1946. So after the 11th December 1946 and 13th again they met this again on 13th December 1946. What happened, you know? So on the 13th December 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru passed the objective resolution in the Constituent Assembly. Objective resolution. Objective resolution. What does objective resolution means? In this, they have contained. So, what is the philosophy that should be contained in the Constitution? So, what are the things that we need to keep in the Constitution? Okay, such that we can rule our country easily, or we can say that in an efficient manner. So, those are about the objective resolution. What are the objectives that we need to include in our Constitution? Those have been passed in the on the 13th December 1946 by the Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, guys. So, means this is about the philosophy of our Constitution. Philosophy of our Constitution, guys. But this objective was adopted on 26th January 1947. Okay, guys. So, this objective resolution, which was presented by the Jawaharlal Nehru on the 13th December 1946 in the Constituent Assembly, was adopted. Okay, was adopted on the 26th January 1946, sorry, 1947. Okay, so on 26th January 1947, the objective resolution was adopted. Okay, so from now onwards, they are going to start on the objective resolutions of the Jawaharlal Nehru. Means, so simply objective resolution is nothing but what are the things that we need to include in our Constitution, such that we can have the efficient governance. Okay. This on 26th January 1947, the object resolution was adopted. Adopted. Okay. Guys, clear? So with this, we have come to 26th January 1947. So from the beginning to end, that is the after 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days. Okay. After 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. That is on 26th November 1949. Okay. On 26th November means from here to they have the first meeting, the first reading, second reading, third reading, and they have taken the projects from the different sources. Okay, guys, from different constitutions. Okay, and moreover, they have formed the different committees, guys. Why? Because simply drafting the things by a single person is very difficult. They have made 22 committees such that each committee work on different portfolio. Like that, we have the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as the drafting committee chairman. So the drafting committee chairman is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So he will take the entire suggestions from the other committees and where to keep which where to keep the which items at the place. So the drafting part of our constitution is the by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. That is the chairman is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Guys. So on 26th November 19 on 26th November 1949, we adopt and enact. Okay. So on 26th November 1947, we adopt and enact our constitution, guys. But it came in force on 26th January 1950. Okay, enforce. So why? So we adopted on 26th November 1914, but it came into enforce on the 26th January 1950. So what is the reason? So guys, till this date, you should have the clarity. Okay. So from the beginning, I have explained what is the things that we made and how we got our constitution, guys. And few things that I have discussed in detail, that is the GRIP mission, that is cabinet mission, all those things we will take at some other part. That is the history part. Okay. So this till this point you are clear. Now I will give the reason why we adopted 26th January 1950 as the enforced date, even though we adopted on 26th November 1949. See the reason, guys. Okay, I will explain why we adopted this. Guys, in the year 1928, in the year 1928, in the year 1928, the Motilal Nehru. Okay, so Motilal Nehru, guys, that is the father of the Jawaharlal Nehru. They present the Nehru report. Nehru report. Okay, so they present the Nehru report to the British people. What is Nehru report consist of? Nehru report consists of the demand for the dominion status. Dominion. Dominion. Dominion status. What do you mean by dominion status? Dominion status is nothing but, guys, we people, we Indians rule ourselves, but you people will be there. Means you means the British people. So British people will be there and along with us only. But please don't rule us, but we rule ourselves. Thus process is called as dominion status. Guys, I repeat. I repeat. British people will be present along with us, but the ruling will be by Indians itself. But right now we are having the British rule, but as we people are ruled by the British. But dominion status says that we people, that is Indians, will be ruled by the Indians itself. But we will be having the British people also. So that is about the dominion status. But this dominion status is not satisfied by the Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose guys. Okay, Nehru and Bose. Nehru and the Bose is not satisfied with the dominion status. What these people want? These people want complete independence. Complete independence, complete freedom from the British people. Purna Swaraj. These people want Purna Swaraj. But in the Nehru report, that is the Motilal Nehru wants at least dominant status. Okay, guys. But what happened? So these issues are happening in the Congress. Okay, guys. So it is the INC, guys, Indian National Congress. Okay. So finally, so Indian National Congress every year, guys, every year in the December. So on the 31st December 1929, we have Lahore session. Lahore session. Lahore session is nothing but, so Congress people make every year in the December, guys. So to make, so they will have discussion what are the provisions, so what to make, so how will be ruled by ourselves, so how we start our journey, all those things they will discuss. Okay, so like that, the Indian National Congress INC have this meeting, that is the 31st December 1929 at the Lahore session, guys. Okay, Congress INC meeting. So these people are not interested in the dominant status, but finally they came to conclusion, guys. What conclusion? If the British people gave us the dominant status by the 31st December 1920, we will take. Means our Indians are ready. That is our fighters who are fighting for our constitution, our freedom. They are ready for the dominant status. Okay. If the British people gave the dominant status by 31st December 1921, if on that day also they are not interested to give the dominant status, then we fought for total independence, complete independence. That is the Purna Swaraj. So the Purna Swaraj was first we put forward in the year 31st December 1921 in the Lahore session. But finally, what happened means the British people didn't give the dominant status by 31st December 1929. They people didn't give the dominant status. So if the people didn't give the dominant status, what is our second plan? Now we want full independence, complete independence. Then from now onwards, we are going to fight for the complete independence. Okay, guys. So what happened means on 31st December 1929, that is at 12, that is at 12 night PM means, okay. So at the midnight of the 31st December 1929, Jawaharlal Nehru hosted a tricolor flag on the bank of the river Ravi. Okay, Lahore is the session that is in Pakistan, guys. Okay, so on the 31st December 1921 at the midnight, Jawaharlal Nehru hosted hosted tricolor flag, tricolor flag at river Ravi. At river Ravi. Okay, so the Jawaharlal Nehru hosted tricolor flag at the river Ravi. Okay, and on that day we adopted, that is we demanding the Purna Swaraj, complete Swaraj. So from 31st night December 1929, we started means we started for the demanding Purna Swaraj, complete independence. So this is the importance of the 31st December 1921. Okay, guys. So after this, what happens? So on the 26th January 1930. Okay, guys. On 26th January 1930. 26th January 1930, the Purna Swaraj was passed by the our Constituent Assembly. Okay, so Purna Swaraj was passed. Purna Swaraj was passed. Okay, so every Constituent Assembly, so the Purna Swaraj was passed by the people. Okay, guys. So sorry, guys, not Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly was formed in the year 1946. We are had, that is 26th January 1930. So the Purna Swaraj was passed by the entire Indian National Congress. Means the meeting, INC meeting. Okay, guys, the INC meeting will take place now. So the Congress people on 26th January 1930, they said that, so from now onwards we are going to fight for complete independence. That is the Purna Swaraj. Purna Swaraj passed on the 26th January 1930. So we have importance on 26th January 1930, guys. So to get this day, 26th January, we celebrate the 26th January 1950 as our Republic Day. As our Republic Day. As I said, guys, we adopted and enacted our constitution on 26th November 1949. But we came to enforce that one as on 26th January 1950, because so we have waited, means we want to have some specific day, guys, some importance, so some struggle we have made, so to have remembrance we have waited for 2 months. Okay, and we adopted that is the 26th January 1950 as Republic Day. So that's we got independence. That is the entire independence. Means Republic means we our own people, we our Indians. Guys, this is the importance of this day, guys. Okay, so that's the reason we celebrate 26th January 1950 as our Republic Day. Guys, clear? So and after so this is about this, guys. So the finally on the last meeting was held on 24th January 1915, guys. So this so guys, I think I clearly explained why we adopted 26th January as our Republic Day, guys. Okay, this is about the topic discussion. And if you take continuation of that previous topic which I explained, so on 24th January 1950, this is the last working day of the constitution, guys. So on this day everyone has signed that as I agreed for the constitution which we adopted, and on this day the Rajgopalachari is the governor of the India, guys. So and that time that is the governor general of India, Sri Rajgopalachari. So from this day onwards we have the gentleman that is Dr. Rajendra Prasad as our first president of India. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad as the first president of India. And on the same day, we have adopted our national anthem and national song. We have adopted our national anthem and the national song, guys. So after 2 days, that is the 26th January 1950, it came into enforce. So the constitution came into enforce with what we came with enforce, that is with the preamble, with the articles, that is 395 articles, schedules, that is 8 schedules. So we came with the preamble, articles, 395 articles, and the 8 schedules. Guys, this is how the making of our constitution, guys. So this many efforts has been put by our freedom fighters to get our constitution, guys. Now I give small information about the Independence Day and the Republic Day. So what is the difference between both and how we are going to celebrate? Guys, see, Republic Day and the Independence Day. So Independence Day we celebrate to commemorate or to pay homage to our freedom fighters who has sacrificed their lives to get our constitution, guys, to get independence. That is the Bhagat Singh, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose. These are the freedom fighters, guys. So okay, and whereas the Republic Day, we Republic means we got our own things. That is the powers which our Indians got. Okay, we celebrate the happiness of the powers that Indian people have got. We have got, guys. So this is the difference. The Republic Day is celebrated on 26th January, whereas the Independence Day is celebrated on the 15th August 1947. So the Independence Day means free from the British rule, means the end of the British rule, that is 15th August 1947. Whereas the Republic Day means the day where we have our constitution. We have adopted means where we have enforced our constitution, guys. Guys, clear? So if you see what is the difference and what is the things that we are having in our flag hoisting and all those things. So on the 26th, on the 26th means on the 26th of the January, that is on the Republic Day. So on the Republic Day, our president, okay, our president will unfurl our flag at the Rajput Bhavan. Okay, guys. So on the Republic Day, guys, I will write over here. Okay, on the Republic Day. So on the Republic Day, our president unfurl flag. Okay, at Rajput Bhavan, Rajghat. Okay, Rajghat, guys. Okay, so on the Republic Day, our president will unfurl the flag at the Rajghat. That is on 26th of January. Okay, guys, clear? So whereas the Independence Day, So on the Independence Day, that is our Prime Minister will hoist flag. Okay, at Red Fort. On 15th August. Right? Clear? So on the Republic Day, it is the president who unfurled the flag on the at the Rajghat. Okay? At the Rajghat on 26th January. Whereas on the Independence Day, it is the Prime Minister who hoists the flag at the Red Fort on 15th August 19 as on 15th August every year, guys. So this is about the making of the Constitution, guys. Thank you one and all.